Hi everyone, Draco Sarastia here again, bringing you an OBS overlay tutorial based on your recent commission from me. Let's get started. So you have recently commissioned some art from me, your neighborhood freelance artist. You're eager to set it up, but you have no idea what to do with the files that I sent to your email. Some of the files you recognize, PNG, and one file you have no idea what it is. This file is an .xcf file used to layer images together in Photoshop. Now you're thinking, crap, I don't have Photoshop and I don't want to spend the money to get it. Don't worry, I myself don't even use Photoshop. I use a free program that does just about everything Photoshop can do and possibly more, called Gimp. The link to the download is in the description. Now there are plenty of videos of how to download, install, and get started using Gimp, so I'm not going to dive into that. Onwards, Dracos and Dragonkin. Alright, so you opened, well, first you downloaded Gimp, then downloaded the file and opened it with Gimp. Now, it might look similar to this, but it could look different depending on how I save it. So the first thing you notice is that there is no way you can put this in your OBS because there's a background, there's, photos where photos shouldn't be, etc., and text and blah. Well, let me show you how to get rid of it. You see this icon right here that looks like an eye? Just click on the stuff you don't want. To see what the stuff is, just click on it and it'll highlight around the image or images, depending on if it's a group or whatnot, and just get rid of it. Let's get rid of the stuff we don't need. Most of the stuff you don't want to, or you don't need in your OBS because it's used with Twitch alerts or night dev or whatever you're using. Anyway, so after we get rid of everything that we don't need, we're left with this. This you can save right now and put it in your OBS. However, I'm going to show you that you can also move stuff around so that if you don't want this exact layout, you can move it. So go over here to your tool options. It could be over here, but it's I usually put it over here, so and just bear with me. And go to the move tool. It looks like a bunch of arrows pointing in every direction. Now, if you wanted to move anything around, I suggest clicking on the layer that you want to move so you know where it is. And also, it defaults to pick a layer or guide. Now, normally that is okay since this is a bunch of images, and let's say you have this one clicked and you decide to move this one, you can do that. However, so that you know what you're moving at all times, do move the active layer. That way, even if you click this, it'll only move the layer that you have currently active. Alright, so first things first, let's say you want the cam box over here. Let's go ahead and move it, and then you can save. Or let's say you don't want the cam box at all in the image, and we want to move this up to where the cam box is, or was. Well, you could do that too, and then save. Put it in the positions you'd like your overlay to be in. That way, you don't have to save multiple images and move it around the OBS all the time, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and undo all that. And we're going to go ahead and save this like this. So first, thing to save as a PNG instead of as a Gimp file, we want to do Control-Shift-E. That'll bring up whatever folder, find the folder you want to save it in, and go ahead and save, export. This will pop up, don't worry about it, just export it, and we're good. Alright, now we want to go ahead and open your OBS. Now, if it's the first time you are opening OBS, it's going to look like this. You're going to have pretty much blank scene, have nothing in it, yada yada. Now I'm going to show you 2 ways to put the image in OBS. So let's go ahead and preview. And let's do the first way. So we want to do add image, and let's put overlay 1. Okay, so then we want to browse. So it pops up in your folders. You'll want to navigate to the folder you want, pick the image you want to put in there, open, and okay. So I already have the images I send to you and the files I send to you. It's already scaled to be 1600 by 900 pixels, obviously pixels. Now if you need it bigger, you can scale it yourself, or you can ask me to scale it for you. I'll do that for you too. But anyway, so this is the first way to add. Now the second way is you want it in multiple scenes, and you don't want to have to search for the image every time you want to add an image. Go to global, let's remove that. Global sources, to add image, overlay 2, go ahead and add, browse for the image, open, okay, and I'll put it here. Now it's not going to put it over here. To add it over here, you want to go to add, global source, overlay 2, and there you go. Now it's added. Now let's say you add a scene 2, and you want to add that same picture or whatever you're adding, because this goes for anything you want to add. Go to add, global source, overlay 2, and now you don't have to search for the image again. It's pretty simple and straightforward. That is the end of the tutorial for what to do when you get the files from me after you ordered a commission.